TikTok situation is a wake-up call for all of us. We cannot rely on one platform. This is why diversification in your marketing channels is so critical because you never know when the rug could get pulled out from under you. So, what does this mean for your business? Whether TikTok's ban is temporary, whether so what does this all mean for your business? Whether TikTok's ban was a fluke or whether they're going to go back and forth, we don't know. But what we do know is that we cannot afford to put all our eggs in one basket. So let's use this as an opportunity to think about diversification and why it matters now more than ever. So, couple things. Think beyond one platform. TikTok is incredible for reach and creativity, but it cannot be your only plan. Okay. Have you already started using Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or maybe even Pinterest? Fanbase is a new app that is accepting investors. You could be a part of the growth of the platform while you're generating revenue. There is another app coming up out there called Cook Like Me. Is a cooking app. You can also monetize your content on the cooking app. So there are so many apps popping up, that you could monetize your content instantly. But, the point is to diversify beyond social media, right? Beyond you want to start to understand hand-to-hand combat. You want to get out there in those networking events. You want to be able to build your email list, right? We've heard this for decades. Building that email list, those people, you own that data, right? You own your email list. You can email your list exclusive details that the general public doesn't know about. You can email your most loyal customers completely separate emails, completely separate offers that the rest of the email list doesn't know about. You can do BOGO sales. I mean, you can educate, you can build trust. You can literally do anything without the fear of it being shut down or interrupted, right? So building your email list and looking at other platforms is definitely something that we all need to be thinking about and that we all need to be doing. So social media, and another way to think about it is that social media is a landlord's game. They own the property. You're just a tenant, right? You're just renting space. Okay. So you need to be a owner, a landlord of your social media, of your customers' information and you need to be a landlord or of your customers, right? You don't need to be renting them. You need to be owning them. Okay. And so that's why building your email list is so crucial. Your email list is yours to keep. No bans, no algorithms. So just direct access to the people who care about your message and your business, right? And so lastly, that traditional media. Don't forget about TV. Don't forget about radio. I know you have to pay for it, but you don't always have to pay for TV, radio, or magazines because Inflate Your Influence teaches you all about this, right? Inflate Your Influence is an ebook that I created last year that teaches you all about creating your own PR opportunities, whether it be radio, TV, print, magazine, right? So I go through all the things that I know about newsjacking, about creating angles, about writing pitches. I talk about all of that in the ebook, Inflate Your Influence. And you don't need to pay for PR, but you do need to put in the time investment that it takes to learn how to do it, right? So shameless plug for Inflate Your Influence, but traditional media coverage is yours for the taking. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about radio, TV, local newspapers? These outlets are still incredibly powerful for driving awareness and establishing authority in your local community, right? Be a hometown hero. I tell my clients and my students this all the time. Be a local hero. Don't be afraid to build relationships with local journalists. Pitch your story, share your expertise. Let the media help you extend your reach no matter what happens online. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the deeper issue we can take, the deeper lesson that's here for all of us. It's not just about the TikTok ban, it's about how we respond to adversity, right? In all areas of our life, not just in our business, not just as entrepreneurs. Okay. It's about building resilience when the unexpected happens. So what do you do? When your business is rocked by something you can't control, like a TikTok ban or sudden algorithm change? So what do you do when your business is rocked by something you can't control, like a TikTok ban or sudden algorithm change? You build resilience, you adapt, you grow, and you stay the course. So A little bit about anxiety and neuroscience of loops, mental loops, right? The brain is just going and going and going. You have a thinking mind. That's what it does. It thinks. But one of the most difficult obstacles to resilience is anxiety. And I'll be honest, everybody has experienced anxiety in some way. I felt it myself, the looping thoughts of the what ifs, if I can change this, or, what does the future hold? Am I doing this right? Is this working? The fear of failure. It can paralyze us. So, neuroscience shows that these repetitive, anxious thoughts are a natural survival mechanism in our brains. You are not going crazy. It is just a natural human instinct to be in survival mode, right? So, but here's the thing: just because it's a natural response doesn't mean we have to stay trapped in it. So, here's how you can retrain your brain. Step one: notice the loop. Notice the thinking mind. Take a step back, right? Gain some perspective. Take a couple of deep breaths to recognize, like, hey, I think I'm on the hamster wheel, right? The first thing is to just notice, catch yourself in those thoughts. Awareness is key to breaking free. Repeat that. Awareness is key to breaking free from those intrusive, damaging, paralyzing thoughts, right? The thinking mind will think, but you are not your thoughts. And that is one thing that we can swallow and we can internalize to recognize, like, okay, well, maybe my thoughts of fear, maybe my thoughts of failure and doubt and jealousy, those things, I am not those thoughts. I don't have to identify with these things, right? The second thing is to name it. So label the emotion that you're feeling. So if you are experiencing some sort of anxiety, you can say, this is anxiety. Maybe you're afraid of something, or you are nervous, or you are jealous, or you are fearful, or angry, or sad, or depressed, right? Or sad. You can say, hey, this is sadness knocking at my door. Or, hey, depression. Hey, girl. Hey, anxiety. Like, by naming it, you create some distance between you and the emotion and the thought, but you also lessen the emotional weight of it, right? When you call it out, that is the beauty of using the voice. That is the beauty of calling things out and naming things, and not just sweeping things under the rug or swallowing them. Like, those things live within us if we are not careful, in our shoulders, in our back, in our stomachs, in our thighs, in our gut, you know, in our hearts, right? And so we have to make sure that we are living our lives truthfully and honestly and vulnerably. And that requires courage, right? The courage to speak up and speak out. And then step 3 in retraining your brain, right? While we're building this resilience, the thought, right? So what does that mean? That means replacing a negative thought with one that's more empowering. Now, this is not about toxic positivity. If you're sad, be sad, baby. But understanding the sadness and maybe going through those thoughts of sadness, you may be able to say, wait, instead of saying, what if this fails? Maybe I could say, what if this is part of the learning process, right? Instead of saying, this is taking too much time, maybe we could say, every step that I take is a step towards progress, right? So really just being able to kind of reframe and literally replace a negative thought into a more positive one is one of those ways we can retrain our brains while we're building this resiliency. Because one of the things that over the past couple of weeks that I've been seeing, especially in the past 24 hours, I mean, people was crashing out. Like, people literally was like, I don't know what I'm going to do without TikTok. And it's like, wait, are we serious here? Like, are we really like this concerned with this app? I mean, like, y'all go outside and hug a tree. Like, go outside and touch the grass. Like, there is a world out there. There are people outside of your phone that want to connect with you in your immediate area, in your home, right? So, I was kind of surprised to see the emotional reaction from people who haven't made a dime on the app, right? Like, It's not just about the people who are making money from the app. I'm just saying, like, don't get me wrong. I know that there's community being built. I know that, we doom scroll. I am not exempt from any of this behavior. But at the same time, I understand that there is a world out there, right? And I'm getting a little worried that we don't all feel the same way. Like, we don't all feel like we can go and take a walk and be outside. Like, have we lost the plot here? So just a quick reminder, like, as we're building this resiliency and we're building back better with our businesses, and after this 14-hour ban with TikTok, I want us to remember that just in case it goes down again, or just in case Instagram goes down, or just in case Facebook goes down, or whatever, or your computer busts, just know you can go outside. Like, outside is still free for however long. We don't know yet, but outside is still free as far as I know. So, like, y'all was scaring me for a second, but I digress. Resiliency is a skill, and like any other skill, it gets stronger with practice. So while we're on the topic of staying grounded, let's talk a little bit about time, right? So appreciating time and staying grounded. Time, it's something we all feel pressured by, especially when things aren't happening as quickly as we want them to. But what if we flip the script on how we view time? Instead of stressing over how much time has passed or how little we've accomplished, what if we learn to appreciate the process, appreciate the time passing? Like, what happened to appreciating time? And being grateful for the second, for the moment, for the breaths that we take. Where are we rushing to? Like, let's just take a deep breath and relax. I'm telling you, the anxiety that I saw up and down my timeline I was worried. I could feel the anxiety and the fear and the hopelessness and helplessness through my computer screen. And honestly, as I'm sitting here outside and I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, like, folks are really going through it. And it's, trust me, I'm not jealous at all of that. I know a lot of people were throwing around words like envious, and people are envious because I'm making money on TikTok. People are jealous of me because I'm making money on TikTok and I found a job in this way. No, it's more just like, damn, like, is that your only channel? And is that it? Like, we have to think bigger than these platforms. We have to, again, remember to hug a tree. Okay? Like, please, y'all. But I do want to give a couple practical tips on staying grounded. So first things first, celebrate the small wins, the micro wins. You made a flyer on Canva. Woo-hoo. You made your bed today. Woo. You brush your teeth. Woo. I mean, listen, when you are trying to find happiness and joy in a space where that is not happening, you need to look for every possible reason to smile, right? Every step forward, no matter how small, is a win. Do not overlook it, right? Do not overlook the small steps that we take towards the outcome, right? The outcome, the award, the check, the recognition. Those are moments, but it is the work that you put in time and time again, day after day, moment after moment, hour after hour. That is the stuff that makes a champion, right? So those are the things that you want to really focus on. And then developing a mindful practice. I don't know if you're new here, I used to meditate online back in the day in like 2019. Was it 2019? Yeah, like right before COVID, that summer, and then after. And we started to get a lot of traction, but I started doing other things. Sorry. I was still meditating, y'all, but just not online. But the mindfulness practice is key. I mean, mindfulness is literally only about noticing the loop, noticing the stress, noticing the changes, noticing the life. That's all it is about. Noticing and recognizing patterns and breaking those patterns if they don't serve you, and doubling down on those patterns if they do, right? And really just being able to confidently and consciously go back to your breath, go back to your body all the time, right? It's impossible to be mindful all the time unless you're like taking a vow of silence, but you definitely want to, a couple times a day. You know what I'm saying? You really need to be like, okay, I am here, right? That breaks up trauma in the day. That breaks up the busyness in the day. That gives your space and your brain time to say, okay, wait, are we in danger? Let me see what's going on here. Maybe we're not in danger. Maybe we just need to move some things around, right? Because again, the brain, once it's on, it's on. It's looking to survive. So you are going to raise your own cortisol levels, trying to figure too many things out at once. Cultivating that mindfulness practice, whether it's meditation, journaling, or just walking outside without your phone. Right? I know this is like radical, but these practices help you reconnect to the present moment. And that, my friends, is the only moment that matters. You cannot go back. You don't know what's happening forward. The only thing that matters is you right here, right now. Okay? And lastly, revisit your why. When you're feeling overwhelmed or frustrated by time passing, remember your why. For me, the why is the collective uplifting of my people, lifting each other through knowledge, wisdom, and growth. That is my why, right? That is the why for this podcast. That is the why behind everything that I do. Is it helping somebody learn better, do better, grow, right? So real quick recap: how to stay grounded in the present, celebrate those small wins, develop a mindfulness practice, and revisit your why all the time, 3 times a day. Okay? Time isn't the enemy here. It is a gift. And when we stop fighting it, we can really start to appreciate the journey. So what's next? So where do we go from here? The TikTok ban was 14 hours, but it is a wake-up call. Diversify your channels. Build your email list. Stay resilient. This moment is a reminder that we cannot predict what's coming next, but we can prepare ourselves by staying grounded, adaptable, and ready for whatever comes our way. I hope this episode sparks some new ideas on how you can diversify, stay resilient, and continue building your business no matter what challenges arise. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. What's your next move after this TikTok shakeup? How are you building resilience in your own business and in your own life? Send me a message or share a short story, and I would love to read them on the podcast. As always, you can email me at unsolicitedwithgabrielle@gmail.com. And again, until next time, my friends, take care of yourself and each other. We've got this.